Greetings YouTube, it's the Brain Damage Gamer here, and I have a BDG review for everyone. Today we are going to be going over NieR Automata. This game, first off, right off the bat, if you are not a JRPG fan, this game is probably not for you. If you don't know what a JRPG is, you may or may not like it. It really depends upon your tastes. It's an abbreviation for Japanese RPG. They have a different kind of sense of style and gameplay than a lot of other people do. Me personally, I like video games. I don't care what kind it is. I don't care where it came from. I don't care, the general subject matter. I enjoy all types of games in some level or form. So JRPGs have never been a big deal for me. If they go like crazy off into left field, I may not enjoy that kind as much, but I'm not going to say that it's just atrocious and I never want anything to do with it. But that said, this game has some amazing depth and intricacies to it that I think we haven't really seen that much of here recently with a lot of games that have come out. The combat system in this game is very fluid, it's very easy to use, it's not crazy off the wall. You have heavy light attacks as well as a turret system that you can use to basically shoot constantly, and you can do all of it at the same time, where you can do combos while shooting the whole time without any interruptions. It's pretty nice and fluid in my opinion. The weapon system, they have a lot of different weapons to pick from. They have different gun types for the different turrets. You can modify them and get them to do different things, so it's all those wonderful little layers and bits and pieces on there. They have upgrade system built in, and they have a upgrade system that is kind of interesting because not only can you upgrade the weapons themselves, you can also upgrade your chips, and the chips kind of work as almost like armor or adjustments to your character, where you can get more health, you can get self-healing, you can get different ammo, you can get different impacts to happen. So instead of just hitting somebody, maybe you hit them with an electrical attack at the same time. Just different things that the different chips do. And it's kind of like Tron 2.0, which, if you haven't played that game, is actually pretty good for the Tron series as well. One of the games I highly recommend. But basically in that, you would move between different electronic devices as you were a computer program, and some of them didn't have as much RAM, so you couldn't have all the parts of your stuff loaded in, so you had to kind of manage that inventory space. Same concept here. You have a finite amount of space to put your chips into, and maybe you have a chip that, would fit like this, versus another time you might have a chip that fits like this, where it's a lot less space. So you might be able to get upgraded attacks, but maybe it wouldn't have space for your health upgrade then later. It's kind of that weird trade-off. One of the things I did want to kind of cover right off the bat as well, this is a PC port. It's a game that was designed for consoles, ported onto PC, and it kind of shows. All the way up until even recently, they didn't have the way to get proper resolution for some of the larger screens. Like I use an ultra widescreen, they didn't really have an option for that. And I had to kind of tweak the system in order to get that to work, which was kind of annoying, to be perfectly honest. All of the graphics options are kind of a pain in the butt. They don't really like you to adjust them, and it's quite obvious that you're not really supposed to be messing with those. Because they don't really let you dig under the hood very easily. And one of the problems I ran into is that at the time, again, of initial filming, they didn't let you save global options, so I couldn't go and save my global settings for how I want the graphics to look and how the graphics to work, and then that would carry over into my individual save. No. The only way to do it was create a save and then modify the settings inside that save, which was interesting. But looking at some of the other things about the game, there's more good than bad, and one of the things I did enjoy about the game as well, there are endings for every letter in the English alphabet. That's how many endings there are. That's a lot of endings to have A through Z. And some of the endings like this one are pretty short. As you can see, that not only is something you do pretty early in the game, but it's kind of hilarious in my opinion. And again, that's a very JRPG sort of thing to do, to be like, yeah, you can end the game right here. That said, after you finish the game the first time, it's like, hey, new game plus. And you're like, oh, okay. It's like, no, new game plus. You're like, oh, okay. No, you're not hearing us. New game plus. You're like, whoa, chill for a second. Back off. We'll start a new game. Once you do, you find out it's actually not new game plus. It's the story continuing. And if you beat the game again, then it's like, hey, new game plus. And you're like, oh, see, I already figured out from last time what happened now. The third time that you start a game, you technically start the true ending, the true story at that point. Again, very much a Japanese game for that, making you play it multiple times in order to kind of retread some of the ground and maybe see things from a different perspective and get a little bit better of an understanding what's going on with the world of the game. I really like this game. This game came out really well as far as the final production quality and the overall fun I had with it. I give this game a solid 9 out of 10. Especially, again, that little caveat, you have to like JRPGs. If JRPGs aren't for you, it's probably not even going to fit on my scale for what you would think of it, because it's very Japanese. So much so the creator of the game, when asked why you could see the girl's backside as one of the main characters, he's like, I like girls. And that was his whole reasoning. That was it. He was like, I have nothing else. That's all I got for you. Very Japanese. But the game itself, again, part of my review system, I like to put a dollar value to it. I believe this is actually a $60 title. This is a game that has that longevity. It has enough gameplay in there that you will feel like spending $60 on a game is worth it. And this is one of those games that I will definitely be happy to say I think it was worth the $60 investment. As always, I am the Brain Damage Gamer. I would like to thank everyone for watching. I hope you liked the video. If so, feel free to go ahead and hit like down below, or subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But thanks again for watching. Game on.